Next to us, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Stan Cole.
All right, Stan, tell us what you do or what you did.
I retired from American Airlines as a pilot about a year and a half ago, and now I'm teaching corporate pilots part-time.
Teaching corporate. All right, so you guys, you and Jenny chose to do an Explore God group. Where were you going to do yours?
In our home.
In your home. All right, so you chose to do it in your home. So how did you promote it? How did you announce it? How did you invite people?
Well, we found out we knew too much. We made it too complicated. I read several books, and then I found out that it was simpler than I thought. And so we decided we'd start out with a block party. I was fearful about that. We wondered if anybody would show, so we twisted 3 couples' arms to make them be there. And we decided we'd have an ice cream party in the park in our community. And we found out that people are reluctant to come into a home because they don't know you. They're afraid they'll be trapped there. So we decided to have a place outside where people could just walk by. If they wanted to participate, they could. If they didn't, they could keep walking. And so, but the thing that we missed, we focused on the block party, but the focus should have been on the inviting. And so we spent 2 or 3 days inviting people. We made a simple flyer. We walked through 3 streets in the neighborhood and had incredible conversations with people that we just barely knew. We knew a lot of people's names, but we really didn't know them. We didn't have a relationship. We didn't have a relationship that would lead to meaningful conversation. So we met conservatively 30 families that we had meaningful conversations with when we were doing the inviting, and we had a lot of people come to the block party. We were overwhelmed. Then we started inviting people to Explore God, and the response was not so good. We invited, I would guess, over 20 people. We averaged about 6 each week. And so we found out something, and that is getting people in your home is difficult. It's a lot easier where Mark was because people are already there. So you've got to find a place that people can come to easily and have the option of leaving immediately if they don't like what's going on.
All right. Now, you mentioned something there that you realized later on it's really about the inviting and the establishing of relationships. You want to elaborate on that just a little bit about getting to know your neighbors and stuff?
Yeah, that's a great question. Our focus was on how many are going to show up at the block party, how many are going to show up at Explore God, what are we going to do, how are we going to run the video, how are we going to ask the questions, what will be the refreshments, and that was the wrong focus. The focus should have been, and is now, on the people, on getting to know the people, and people that have deep needs. And we get in our car now, we'll drive 25 or 30 minutes to see some of our good Christian friends, and we love that, and we're going to keep doing that. But what we found out is we made some great friends in our neighborhood that are a 2-minute walk away. We met people whose spouses had died. We met one man whose wife had been in the hospital for a month. Just people that had deep needs that were looking to connect. And the most common thing we heard people say is, I'd really like to get to know our neighbors better. So here was our first strategy. We decided we'll get off the couch, we'll walk down the street, and we'll ask God to lead us to whoever He wants us to talk to. So we walked up to the first door, knocked on the door, hadn't seen this man in 2.5 years. An hour later, we walked out the door. Now he's one of my closest friends. So it was as simple as deciding that instead of reading books and sitting on the sofa and relaxing every now and then, that we should get out on the street and meet our neighbors, and it has been an incredible joy. And what we continue to do is we're going to continue to connect with our neighbors. We're going to do another block party, and we're going to look for how God wants us to connect through dinners, through parties, but whatever He leads us to do. But we are really excited about connecting with the people around us that we've wanted to know for so long. And Explore God, our staff, many of you, these guys, have encouraged me to do that, and it's changed my life.
So Mark, basically go where the people are and be willing to be faithful and honest. Stan shared, you don't need to read a book about how to meet your neighbor, how to knock on their door. You just got to go do it. And sometimes we overcomplicate things. And so you'd say you were glad you did. You met your neighbors, and y'all are just going to keep on doing things, right?
Well, as I said, it's life-changing.
Okay.
And it's so simple. And to us, love your neighbor as yourself meant the person that was in the ditch that hated you. And we found out it was just the opposite. There are people in the ditch in our neighborhood, but they don't hate us. We had not one single negative conversation the entire time through all this. And as I said, made some really good friends and have a list of people we want to go back and visit.
All right, thanks.